this year, we actually got some pine berries from Home Depot. They're doing pretty good, and I'll link down the video below of where we got them and just did an analysis on them. They're around $2 a pine berry bush, and I'm gonna go over how you can actually plant these in your garden so that they are successful. These have been sitting in my windowsill for a couple of weeks now, but we're now at the time where you can actually be bringing these outside. Pine berries, similar to strawberries, are a pretty hardy type of plant dependent on which variety you buy, but for the most part you can be planting them around 6 to 8 weeks prior to your last frost dates because they really do like the colder weather. And we actually have some strawberries that are going to be coming back again for the 3rd year in a row that have been doing really great. I'll show you what that bed looks like. We might also pick some of them and put them out in our farm stand in order to sell some of them because we just have a crazy amount of strawberries that are just growing off of their mothers. So we'll get into that, but let's go ahead, head over to our strawberry bed and talk a little bit about how you can plant these in your garden for the most success. Here we are at our newest strawberry bed. I have a few strawberries that are already in this bed, and this bed is probably going to blow up in the next couple of weeks, but I chose this bed because first off, you do want to make sure that you have an area that's going to have full sun. Anywhere from around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight is going to be perfect for your strawberries. I also am combining them with some of our strawberry plants, these pine berries. This is my first time doing pine berries, and although we love the taste, we still do love the taste of strawberries. Similar to our strawberries, we are going to want to make sure that you have a nice fertile soil, one that is going to also be really great with drainage. We like to make sure that we are planting in a soil that has some nice sand in it and one that's going to let the water really circulate through, but is still also a really great quality of soil. We also do compost on top of our soil, which really makes it nice. When we are planting our strawberries, we want to make sure to plant them around 12 to 18 inches apart in rows that are separated by around 2 to 3 feet. The reason that we're doing it so far apart is strawberries do really like to grow and expand. As you saw from our other bed, I think we put 6, maybe 8 strawberries in that bed to start with, and 3 years later it is overflowing. So you definitely are going to have a lot of growth. They love to grow and crawl around your beds. Now, there are really 3 main ways that you can be growing strawberries. The first one is by seed. And I really don't suggest this because it's a lot harder to do and it's not as successful. But if you actually start with your own strawberry plant, your strawberry plant is going to help you produce enough strawberries that you should never have to buy strawberries ever again. And we'll talk about how you can actually get those strawberries. For the first way, you actually can do it through a mother. Now, a mother can often actually have multiple plants throughout one mother. So let's look in here and see if we can find one. Along the edge, I mean, I see some. Here's a great example of a mother that has multiple different plants coming out of one mother. So what we can do here is we can actually pull this out and separate this. It looks like there's around 3 strawberry plants here. So I'm gonna pull them out and separate these out so that I can go ahead and put them into planters to sell. Now, what's really neat about strawberries is they actually don't mind if you play around with their roots too much. It actually does help them. So you can see here, here's 2 plants on this one. So I'm just gonna lightly pull their roots apart. It actually wasn't even that hard. I didn't break anything. And I'm gonna replant these into some planters here. And I'll lightly put some around. Now you can see we have 2 completely different standalone plants that I can go ahead and resell in our markets. The third way that you can grow strawberries is from the mother actually growing a runner. And let's see if we can find a runner here, but usually the runner will run over to a secondary plant and that will start to grow its own. So let me identify some here. We're working a little late or too early in the season. So a lot of these runners have established. You can see here is an old runner that this plant used. It just dried up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead, cover this with some hay and put this out to be sold. Got another one here. I'm gonna say that I'll probably end up selling these for around $2 a pop at our sale. Maybe $3, but I feel like $2 is pretty fair, and hopefully they will sell pretty quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and plant some more of these, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how you can actually protect your strawberries once they do start growing. Once you've gone ahead and actually planted all of your pine berries, you want to make sure that you are mulching. We like to use straw to mulch on top of our strawberry beds and our pine berry beds because it is a really great layer to help block out the sun from the soil, hitting the soil and taking away the nutrients from the soil. What's also really great about it is the straw is going to hold in the moisture from the rain and when you water, and it will help keep the roots of your strawberries nice and moist. Now, strawberries love the colder seasons, so you definitely can get them in the ground now. And you can also do this in the early summer or fall time of year. So there are a few options for when you can be growing your pine berries and strawberries. It's important that once you get them in the ground, you are watering them regularly. You're making sure that they have some nice damp soil. And honestly, the hardest part is going to be once your strawberries start to grow and you start to have some predators coming for them. Now, I have heard we had it really bad the first year that we had our strawberries, and so we actually did do painted rocks. So we painted them just to look like strawberries. Honestly, they didn't work, it didn't do anything. So what we've built behind me is actually a structure where we have some nice PVC looping over the beds. And we have some nice netting here. We're gonna be building this out for our second strawberry bed as well, so definitely stay tuned. But this is really great. We keep it off until the fruits actually start to come and bear, because that's when all of the birds start coming after them and start eating everything. So I definitely suggest doing something to protect your strawberries, or else once they find out where the strawberries are, they come for them, or they do here, and you got to do whatever you can to keep them safe. I hope this is helpful, and best of luck planting your strawberries. See you guys again next time. Bye.